For the longest time, I treated my serves like standalone weapons. Just get some spin, catch them off guard, hope for a bad return, and maybe that's going to win me the point, right? But as I got more serious about controlling the points, I realized that the power wasn't in the serve itself, it was in what you do after the serve. It was the combo of the two. The serve and follow up, the serve and punish. So here are the 3 serve attack combos that have become my go-to, the ones that I find most effective. The first one, a classic short backspin serve to the forehand, followed up by a strong loop to the backhand. It is a textbook pattern, but it works because it's so predictable. See, most players struggle with that low, short forehand serve. It's awkward. A lot of people don't want to flick it because it has backspin even if they're confident. The best they can do is try to push it short because we're going to make sure it's not too high. And ideally what you want to happen is they end up reaching and then they just can't control it and it comes long. This is what you should consider your opportunity to attack. When your opponent's receiver is coming at you, you want to make sure you position yourself in a way where it's easy to return it back to their backhand. The reason we're doing this is because, look, they've stepped in. I've realized something, guys. You matter to me just as much as the players that I coach in real life. So I've built something just for you. A community where I'll host 90-minute weekly Q&As, break down your personal table tennis footage, and help you fix your mistakes step by step. You get 24/7 text access to me and other top state level players, plus a clean library of resources, templates, and 9 in-depth courses. The same stuff that took me 3 years and $26,000 to learn. We're gonna run games, trivias, competitions, challenges with exclusive prizes. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, hit the top link in the description and I'll see you in the community. Look, they've stepped in. This is a very vulnerable area. A lot of the time they won't have the time to come back and make space and play the right shot. You could just catch them very deep and they're gonna struggle. Second one's a little bit more cheeky, maybe even a little bit more risky. I go for a fast long topspin serve to the backhand and I'm already half leaning forward, ready to do the pivot smash. Not everyone's brave enough to do this. There is a real possibility that your opponent just slaps the serve back if they're expecting it. But if your placement is deep, tight and fast, a lot of the time you're going to catch them off guard as long as this isn't the only serve that you do. You don't want this to be one of the staples of your serving arsenal. Just let me make that very clear. This is something that you pull out maybe at 9-9, 10-9, try to get yourself ahead with a dominant point. The goal here isn't just to ace them, obviously, it's just to bait a weak return back which you can pivot around and hit. And listen, you're going to do this serve. If they know that it's coming, they're just going to slip it down the line. Simple, you lose the point most likely, unless you maybe get to it. But if you do it correctly, when it's not expected, you do it very deep, very tight, make it hard for them, then they're just going to return it back to where it came from. That is the natural response. What you can do in that case is go for a strong backhand punch, a strong backhand topspin, or pivot around and whip the ball. What you're going to do is dependent on the amount of time that you have. If it's a fairly fast return, you might want to go for a punch. You prefer to play with your backhand, you can go for a stronger backhand topspin. And if you have the time and you feel like the ball's right, this is your opportunity to really crush it. And then finally, there's the spinny sidespin backspin serve to the middle. This requires a very high degree of skill to return with quality. In any case, if your opponent was to return it, most likely it's going to be a weaker return. The reason it's so hard for your opponent to return is because the body is never comfortable. When it's coming into you, you don't know, oh, maybe do I step around? Do I cramp and play a forehand push? Do I try and flick it? It's never easy to play a shot to the body, and once their return comes in, it's usually a little floaty, a little high, a little loose. In the ideal scenario, it would come long and you go fast to any deep corner. And if it doesn't come long, maybe it's half long or it's short, ideally it would be loose enough for you to go ahead and flick. And in terms of the return here, it's not about power here, it's about precision. You've decreased their confidence by making them receive pretty poorly with a tricky serve. It's going to be a little bit loose usually, and then you just place it deep to either corner with your backhand or your forehand. That should be enough in a lot of cases. Look guys, I know these combos aren't super flashy. They're not always highlight reel material, but that's what makes them so good. They just work over and over. Different opponents, different styles. These are my 3 go-tos, guys. So if you're still at that novice stage where you're just serving, hoping for the best, maybe they're gonna miss it, it's time to step it up, guys. Now it's time to think 1 step ahead. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, and you learned something, then subscribe and I'll see you another day.